to Bryan's Burger World.
Today on Bryan's Burger World, we're hitting the road and heading for Charleston, West Virginia. And when a beard winner offers to show you how to make his burger, you don't say no.
And the James Beard Award goes to Paul Smith.
The only problem is Chef Gavin is going to have to forage some seriously hard-to-find ingredients across rural Ohio, including caviar.
The only thing that's missing is
No pressure, Chef. Coming up next, it's Bryan's Burger World.
Bryan's Burger World.
Hey, it's Bryan from Bryan's Burger World. I was in my office this morning and I got a text from my brother, Chef Paul Smith, the James Beard Award winner. And when Chef Paul Smith says, I got a burger for you to try, you drop everything and you roll. So that's what we did. Picked up a burger roadie. We're on I-77 South, heading to wild and wonderful West Virginia. It's my time to sizzle. I think I smell burgers. Stopped at the oldest restaurant in West Virginia, North End Brewing. We're halfway to Charleston.
All right, so we just hit the ground in Charleston, not South Carolina, Charleston, West Virginia, lovingly referred to as Charlie West by people in the Midwestern part of the United States. I love this town because I have several of my favorite stops I like to hit as soon as I get it. It's a highly underrated food town. Susie's Hamburgers, which is, for all intents and purposes, the last remaining Burger Chef restaurant. There's nothing more romantic than taking a ride on the Ferris wheel with the love of my life, you.
It's my time to sizzle. Burgers make the dress hard.
It's my world, Bryan's Burger World. Hey, what's up, dude? It's good seeing you, brother.
You too, man. Thanks for coming.
This is it behind us. It's the James Beard Award. This is the man who won it,
Chef Paul Smith made history on Monday night.
First chef in West Virginia to ever win this award.
And the James Beard Award goes to Paul Smith. 1010 Bridge.
Wow.
Two words that have never been mentioned here before: West Virginia.
I remember seeing you on the red carpet. I told you, I said, dude, when you win,
Yeah.
we're gonna sing Country Roads, Take Me Home. What were your thoughts going into that?
Walking on that red carpet was surreal. And then to say West Virginia for the first time on that stage, West Virginia, it was amazing. And I hope and I know that like every West Virginian felt a part of it. You know, I needed to travel, learn my craft, surround myself with the best chefs and the best people I possibly could away. But bringing that back to West Virginia was what I always wanted to do. If I heard, well, this is how we always do it, again, I would have scooped my eye out with a spoon.
Chef Gavin, I'm calling you out right now. This is going to be one of the more difficult ones you have. Shall we cook?
Let's do it.
How big's this bad boy?
8 ounce.
That's an 8 ounce, and it's not your basic 80-20 chop.
It is not.
What's
no.
in there?
Brisket, short rib, chuck. A little salt and pepper on both sides, cast iron skillet. And here's the other thing. Don't smash it.
And we're not making a
Don't
smash.
smash it. You know, our Christian's
Christian,
local
and that's a
bun.
bakery in
Yep.
Charleston. Christian's Gavin. I hope you get her number on speed dial.
Yeah.
These are custom buns.
So,
Look at this. Look,
we
so
get
she
it
makes
hot.
this little like
Yep.
floral print in the top.
Little floral stamp on it. From bottom to top, we have our Christian's burger bun. We've got our certified Angus special blend, ground beef, local lettuce, house-made pickles, charred cherry tomatoes, our apple cider red wine onions. We've got our boars and cheese, comeback sauce, duck fat tater tots. And then because we're fancy, a flour.
So dumb question though. The flour, edible? I mean,
always.
I would say every flour
Always,
is edible if you're
always.
committed enough.
Yes,
But
yes.
meant to be edible.
Depends on how you want to feel later. Meant to be edible, yes.
I'm wearing pants today.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Wear
Thank
pants
you.
and deodorant.
You know
just for
what?
chef.
For pants, you're gonna get 2 flowers.
2 flowers. Keep my public happy.
Brian's wearing
I
pants.
deserve it because I'm wearing pants. That's the
And
burger.
if you want to go crazy, we got our Marquis Caviar.
When life offers you caviar, never say no. Can I put a little bit of caviar on top of that bad boy?
When you say caviar, a little is never in the vocabulary.
It's
You
like
could put that entire tin That 14 grand, yes.
Right, about right there?
Go for it.
Right.
Go for it.
All right, Chef, you now have an excuse to also bring in
There you go.
some caviar. Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for wearing pants. So we
I'm
are
gonna wear that right
going
there.
to. Oh.
Get a look at this knife. Look at that.
What?
What? Who put that? Look at it. Do we have like a thing where we're like, if you want to buy these knives, blah, 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 blah. There's a link somewhere.
Yeah, and you too.
That's right.
That's certified
You
Angus
could
beef
use the
steak
same
knife.
steak knives that James Beard Award winner Chef Paul Smith has in his kitchen. All right, shall we tear into this bad boy?
Do it.
Look out. Look at this is my favorite part right here. It's a beautiful burger. See what's spilling out there? The caviar is spilling out the sides of the burger. All right.
That is amazing. That is the bite.
Oh my. I want to talk, but I want to keep eating.
Well, and that's the best part, right? That's what I think all chefs love is that 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds of silence. Once people like take the bite of whatever it is.
There's so many levels to the notes that hit your palate.
You know, when we think about composing a dish, that exact same thought process goes into a burger. You got to think about your flavors, your textures, your balance, all of it.
You said earlier in the restaurant industry kind of saved your life. There's almost the inverse to a lot of stories that you hear about people in the industry where the industry will grind you up and spit you out.
I actually have been sober now for a little over 6 years. I was in the hospital on my deathbed because I was drinking and doing drugs and basically killing myself. It's not the industry, it's the person. I have an addictive personality. I'm addicted to this now. The restaurant business, in short, saved my life, and I would not be here if I didn't jump into the deep end and just keep it rolling. Now, I do cooking classes for recovering addicts. I am open about my struggles because if I can go from on my deathbed to winning a James Beard Award in 6 years, anybody can do whatever they set their mind to. So the night's always the darkest before dawn. The light is the smiles and that moment of silence that you just took after the burger. But I think in this industry, we are so worried about creating the experience for someone else and making everyone else happy and taking care of others. We forget to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Happy chefs make tasty food. If you feel important and you feel loved and you feel like you belong, that's what we want. I'm still here. And the only reason I'm still here, number one, is because of my wife, and number two is because of the restaurant business.
I will say on behalf of a lot of people that we are grateful that you're here.
I appreciate that.
And for me personally, I'm grateful that you're here to make this bad boy. Yes. This is one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life. Chef Gavin, you got your work cut out for you. This is not gonna be easy. This is why you're the professional.
Good luck,
and I'm
Chef.
not. All right, we've been in Charleston for about 24 hours. We've eaten lots of burgers. There's one that's eluded us thus far. It's this salsa burger. So we're gonna go check it out. Follow along. Oh, shoot. We came here for a salsa burger. It turns out it's salsa dancing. Fortunately, I always keep one in the chamber. So, you know, we're covered either way.
Un, dos, tres, y...
We're back here at the mothership, the Certified Angus Beef Culinary Center in Worcester, Ohio. And Chef, our recent debate about fancy burgers versus fast food burgers is about to hit a whole new level. There's a lot of ingredients to this one. I feel confident that you can pull this off. How you feeling?
Awesome. Just no pressure at all. So what do you got for me? Give me the details.
All right, Chef, step one, the bun. You can't have a fancy burger without a fancy design on the bun. Obviously, Chef Paul has a nice floral design on top of that.
You're lucky because our executive sous chef, Chef Kenny, is a great baker. So this morning, he made us a bun just like you described.
That's beautiful.
But we also decided, you know what, this is our house, so let's do it a little different.
Kenny's buns are looking good. Next up is the patty. This is an 8-ounce chuck brisket short rib blend. Scientifically This burger is more delicious because it's more satiating, because it has so much brisket fat in it, which is a tastier fat. It has more oleic acid, and it's more satiating to the palate. That's why it's a tastier burger.
Dripping hot skillet. Buns look toasty, burger looks crusty. Gonna pop it into a 325 oven, 5-10 minutes until it's nice and cooked through.
Meat right to bread, right?
Yep.
The order of this one took me a little bit to get down,
Sure.
right? Because I'm not a detail guy. It was lettuce first, wasn't it? Went lettuce, pickle, tomato, pickle. Icicle lettuce. That's our house-made bread and butter pickles. Charred tomatoes, and there's another pickled ingredient on there. It's an apple cider vinegar and red wine red onion.
All right, I got your Boris and cheese whipped.
You're like a cake decorator.
Best kind of cake right here.
And lastly, the epitome of fancy burgers, caviar.
So since you told me yesterday
Yeah.
that there was caviar, and of course we don't have any caviar in house right now, I had to run around this morning and find caviar. But if anybody's gonna find caviar in this area, it's gonna be me.
I mean, this is Ohio. It's the caviar capital of the world.
Yeah, there's not many sturgeon around here, so.
This is how the burger's gonna be served. If you're gonna make a burger that's this pretty, why cover it up? All right, chef, moment of truth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Holy cow. It's got your salty, it's got your sweet, it's got your unctuous, it's got all of these different things going on. There are so many notes going on in this that you want to keep going back to discover even more notes that you might have missed on the last bite.
Well, you also have all that nice acidity that breaks up all the richness with the pickled onions and the bread and butter pickles, which those are a little sweeter, so it even brings yet another layer to this party.
Chef, you crushed this thing in terms of matching up to Chef Paul, who is, by the way, a James Beard Award winner. The only thing that's missing is an edible flower. If I had one in my pocket, I'd give you a James Beard Award. Over the past couple weeks, we've had debates over fast food burger, fancy burger. Let us know in the comments which one you prefer. Until next time, thanks for watching Bryan's Burger World. Next up, we're leaving the hills of West Virginia, picking up from the hills of California, Los Angeles, baby, where we're gonna go meet with the Amboy himself, Chef Alvin Kylon.